If you spend your time looking at what other people have, you will never be happy. We spend so much of our time on social media looking at what other people have, what car they have, how their house is better, how they're better looking, how they look happier. But somehow, when looking at others, we forget the blessings that we have ourselves. And we overlook our blessings to the point that they become burdens on ourselves. That school that you dreamed of getting accepted into and you worked so hard for, as soon as you're given an exam and you have to study for it, all of a sudden you wish you didn't have to go to school. That same job that you wanted for so long and you thought once you get that job, you're going to be the happiest person ever, all of a sudden you have it, you look at the people who are above you. And when you look at the people who are above you, they have a better position, they get paid a little bit more than you. Now you wish you were there. And now you dread going to work in the same job that you wanted for so long. No matter what you do, if you look at other people, you will never find happiness in what you have. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, look at those below you and do not look at those above you, lest you belittle the favors of Allah. The only way you will be content with what you have is when you look at those who would do anything to be in your position. When was the last time you opened the fridge and were thankful for the abundance of food you have? While on the other side of the world, there's people who are struggling to find their next meal. When you really think about it, you'll see your life is filled with thousands of these blessings that you have that you've just completely forgotten about. But you're so busy thinking about what that one thing that one person has that you've forgotten about the thousand things that you have yourself. There's so many negatives of comparing yourself to others that another complex people fall into is that feeling that they're always behind. This is something especially that a lot of people who are on self-improvement fall a victim of. They start to think that despite all the progress they've made, they're still somehow behind. And why does this happen? That's because as you level up in your life, you're going to surround yourself with people who are also at the higher level. And you're also going to start to see people who are even higher level. And that is what creates that feeling of being behind. When in reality, you're not. Let's say you have no job. Even the person who has a minimum wage job is going to seem to you as above you, right? But as soon as you get that minimum wage job, you're going to see people who are around you who are making double your income. And you're going to wonder how you still feel so behind. But what you need to be doing instead is comparing yourself to yourself yesterday. Look at yourself yesterday and ask yourself honestly, are you better or are you the same as you were yesterday, or even worse than you were yesterday? And if you want to make an even better comparison, look at yourself a month ago, or a year ago, or 5 years ago, and see what differences have you really made in your life. You have to understand not every single day is going to be a 10 out of 10 day. You're going to have unproductive days some days. So that's why you need to look at the long term and see, have you made progress over the long term, or have you remained stagnant? So stop comparing yourself to social media and all these unexpectable standards, and start comparing yourself to your older version. Now, I'm not saying it's okay to be lazy, but don't be so hard on yourself. Look at yourself a year ago and see how much progress you've made over the year, and only then you'll realize that the amount of blessings you have, the amount of improvement you've really made. Look for this long-term growth in your life rather than these short victories and material gains that you can make. And when you feel overwhelmed and feel behind others, remember those who wish they were in your shoes, and take a moment to remember how fortunate you are to be where you are today. I'm going to go into more details about how to make long-term growth in your life. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys on the next one.